I have a message to local game stores. You're being outmarketed. The days of going on Facebook and merely saying support LGSs are over. Before I begin, I want to say I'm not a licensed financial professional. My background is in engineering, corporate, and personal finance. I am a big picture numbers guy. In this video, I'm going to refer to certain strategies. I am in no way condemning those sellers already using these strategies. Due to this, I will not be showing or naming any of these online sellers specifically. I am making others aware of the current strategies being implemented as a case study of the evolution of selling Weiss Schwarz product. I apologize ahead of time if my tone comes off as me knowing at all. That is not my intention. I really do want to help you all, and this is the way I know how to do it. If you have any questions or thoughts that you do not want to make public, feel free to email me. The email address is in the description of this video. We saw during the pandemic a shift into investments. For Weiss Schwarz, that meant buying old sealed product, signature, high rarity, and meta playable cards. This increased intention resulted in more collectors and some players being added overall. Online and backpack sellers always existed, but the amount of them increased as well. We saw JKTCG leave Weiss altogether. I would like to mention that if you are still blaming the majority of what has transpired with Weiss Schwarz on JKTCG leaving, then you are completely missing what happened in the past year. This was always going to happen this way. You need to make peace with that. If you want to talk about it, I'm always here. We can have a nice discussion about why I feel this way and why you feel the way you do. Today, what I wanted to address is the lack of evolution from the LGS model. I'll be going over the problem and plan of action. To get there, we need to understand brand awareness and market penetration. I will start out with brand awareness. Brand awareness is when people know your company exists. Let's take a look at the most basic form of brand awareness. Imagine a new player or collector wants Weiss Schwarz product. What would they potentially do first? For me, and this is exactly what I did, I would simply search on the internet. I'm going to search for Weiss Schwarz booster box. As you see here, I have a Firefox window open and my normal default search is Bing. I'm going to type Weiss Schwarz booster box. There we go. Hit enter. And what do we have? We're going to take a look at the first 3 pages worth of results. And I'm just going to scroll through this. I'm not going to make any mention of the stores that come up. I want you to just take a look at what stores we have here. And what I want you to think about is, are any of these stores that you are seeing, are they ones that you know about? You know, like in your memory, have you heard of these stores? Have you seen them? Have you bought from them? That is page 1. Here is page 2. So just take a look over here. And lastly, page 3. Now, keeping that in mind, what we are going to do next is take a look at Weiss Schwarz, the 7 deadly sins. The reason I'm doing that is with the whole increase of buying that people went through, stores that came on board most likely bought around the time of 7 deadly sins. That's when we saw the most supply hit the market. And let's do that exercise one more time. What you're going to start to notice here is you're going to start seeing stores that you didn't see originally on that first search that I did. And this plays a huge impact on your store existing in someone's mind. Now here we are again. And I do see a noticeable difference, like I mentioned, in the stores that have popped up on the screen on just first, second, and now even the 3rd page. As we have seen with the basic internet search, the stores you may be familiar with may not be on those search results. I was given a store name a few months ago to check out because they had some product I may have wanted. When I took a look for them, I didn't just type their name on the internet. What I actually did was I searched for the product they supposedly had. After 15 pages of results, I still could not find them. I had to type them in manually. As of today, I still can't find them. When I search for Weiss Schwarz, I can't find them. They don't exist on the search results. Before the customer even has to make a decision about pricing, who has lowest price, or who do I want to buy from, they need to know that your store exists. It's like looking for a job. You could be the best person for that job, for that company. But if they do not know that you exist, you won't get hired. They're not going to come and hire you out of nowhere. The next marketing term I'm going to throw at you is market penetration. This relates to a number of potential customers that have purchased from a specific company instead of a competitor's company. And in this case, we're going to be talking about Weiss Schwarz. There's not different products, it's just Weiss Schwarz. Another term for you is market development. This is the strategy or action steps needed to increase market share or penetration. These strategies include use of advertising, social media campaigns, and lowering prices and bundling product offering. Putting all this together, let's talk about what has been happening. LGSs and online sellers have been using advertising. Every now and then, I'll see an ad on Facebook for a store. I also see them on Bing as well. Stores will also advertise playsets and booster box pre-orders on the Facebook groups. Some sellers, not all, have been utilizing a lower price strategy. And I emphasize that not all. I'm going to go into that a little bit more later on. As stated at the beginning, I will not be referring to any of these sellers by name or showing them. You will need to look them up. With the basic internet search, we saw that this could be hit or miss finding an actual store. We are left using a market penetration strategy. Online stores are using Reddit, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, etc., etc., etc. to get the word out that their store exists and they got Weiss Schwarz product. I want you to go to Reddit. When someone has a question about buying product or just general questions about Weiss Schwarz, who or what is normally the response to that question? Go on Facebook and look for the same thing. Are the responses the same? The answer is no. What you're going to start to notice is Facebook has the LGS included in the answer when the question is, who should I be buying from, or give me some names of stores that I could buy from. Reddit does not. Now you go on YouTube and search for booster box openings. Focus on new box openings and timing of the video. When does that video actually come out? You're going to start to notice that the same people that have been posting videos of new sets before or on the day of release. It happens time after time after time. By posting these videos up before or on the release date, there is a competitive advantage above all other views and promotion of their store. I want to reiterate, I'm not against this strategy, I am merely pointing it out. What you are going to start to notice is the lack of representation on these different platforms of the LGS. You're not going to see that LGS. For the most part, of all the LGSs out there, you're not going to see them on YouTube. You're not going to see them on Reddit. You're not going to see them on TikTok. There's all these places that they could actually advertise and utilize to get their brand awareness out there, the market penetration, all that good stuff that is not actually being used at this point. Stores are also partnering up with influencers. When I say stores, it could be online stores, it could be LGSs, and for the most part, that would actually be online stores. They're partnering up with influencers. You may not have realized it, but there are major elements of marketing happening on these collab videos. They are eventually posted up on Facebook or Reddit. And because of that, that obviously gives more attention to the stores, more goodwill, more positive thoughts about them. Going back to the Facebook and Reddit questions and answers, it started out with sellers answering these questions initially on where do I buy questions. It now has actually evolved into people vouching, providing that without the store actually intervening. Maybe the store comes in later and writes, yeah, this is my store and I can tell you we're awesome. But at the same time, now we have people coming in that are not affiliated with the store that are throwing out their name, and this is increasing their market share. Trust levels have increased. Everything that the online seller could have hoped for is actually happening. With all this happening, what can an LGS do about it? If you really want to grow your market share, and I mean really, if you want to put the hard work and the time into it, then this is what you're gonna want to do. I don't say that in a negative way. And that's why I started out this video saying merely just saying that you're an LGS and you should support LGS for the health of the game. That's not cutting it anymore. As you could see, you are literally losing market share. People are taking your lunch money and you're not doing anything about it. And you're left with the point of, am I going to put more effort into this or leaving the game? That's your choice. I can't tell you what to do. If it was me, I know what I would be doing because I love Weiss Schwarz. If I owned an actual store, yeah, it's going to be more work, but this will actually have benefits to it. First thing you do, you need to be more active on social media. This does not mean going on there and complaining about Backpack and online sellers. If you are taking the time to talk about Backpack and online sellers in a negative way, you have just wasted, what, 30 minutes, an hour that you could actually be going out there answering questions, putting on a positive face so people can have great thoughts about you versus negative feelings. Because I've seen so many posts from LGS and they've been really negative. This overall hurts your store and brand. You can look at my comments from a bunch of videos in the past where I talk about this. You could actually see people writing, man, those Facebook store posts pretty negative. I'm not going to buy from those people. It makes you feel bad. It doesn't make you want to support them all. You want to actually be positive. Go out there and get your name out there. That's what you want to do. This is your chance for people to know you and know that you are great in the community. I would also strongly suggest making Weiss videos or partnering with somebody who will. We've seen it now. Like if you just think some of these posts that end up on Facebook or Reddit and all of that, just talking about how great a store is not marketing. It is 100% marketing. And some of those people are partnering up with them, even though you do not realize this. Some people are just doing it out of the kindness of their heart to say, this store is awesome. Some people, though, are definitely partnering up with these stores. What you're going to want to do is partner up with these content creators, influencers, and that will increase your range of awareness, right? People know you're out there, they can trust you more because they're following that guy. This will also have an increased benefit just because you are now showing people you have product on the day. You can actually compete with those people that are I wouldn't say have a monopoly on booster box openings on release day, but at the very least, you're going to attract more people than you would have if you're gonna sell these singles on TCG Player anyways. I don't know what the harm is of turning on a camera and just talking about the product and that they're going to be on TCG Player or the product actually exists. With these strategies implemented, you can finally start talking about pricing. We're gonna have to address pricing. Customers are okay buying from online stores with good reputations. When you take a look at the stores using these strategies I discussed, go back when I meant about Reddit and Facebook and TikTok and all of them, what you're going to start to notice, not all of those stores are using a low price strategy. They're not selling at rock bottom, not all of them. You do need to be somewhat competitive, and overall, people need to trust you and also have a positive attitude towards you. If you do have those qualities, they may indeed actually buy from you. I will tell you, I have bought from stores before that were $15, $20 more expensive than I would have other places. The reason I've done that is because I trust their store and they're just an overall great part of the community. I've done it. I know it's kind of, I was gonna say insane, but not really. Right? There's people that go to Target that has the same product as Walmart, but that's just because they have a more positive feeling of Target itself. The other thing you could do is some stores have taken the route of offering character card supplies bundled in with booster boxes. This could also potentially help with margins. It gives you a different competitive advantage there. I hope this information I provided will be used to grow and sustain your store. I believe LGSs keep a card game healthy. This work from your store may be more effort, but at the same time, I believe you can implement these strategies, be successful, and survive all of this. Because the people that are here for short term, after what's happened with the growth of the game, the more collectability of it, the people that are just trying to turn it for a profit, they're going to leave eventually. And we're going to be left with whoever survives this all. And I believe that LGS actually does have a spot for this card game and other card games. If you have any questions, want me to address other topics, or want to talk to me, feel free to comment or send me an email. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't buy anything outside of your budget.